Alright, I'm gonna spit some shit. I'm just gonna talk and ramble about probably some random shit. It's gonna seem random, but it's not in my brain. Classy. Anyway, I had seen not an article, it was a news report on national news. I'm not even gonna say who it is because as soon as I say what the headline was, you're probably gonna automatically know that it was about probably to do with some furry little forest creature. Anyway, the headline said, Berkeley, California law renames manhole covers to maintenance covers. And it's like, okay. And it was like a good 10-15 minute piece. Like, I think the real headline should have been, who fucking cares? I don't care about any fucking random law in Berkeley, California, a place that I'm probably never even gonna visit in my entire life. Why would I give a fuck about manhole covers having their name changed? That doesn't make any sense. On a national news program, this was like a 15-minute piece. Is this going to affect some poor farmer in Iowa? No, it is not. Is it going to affect a teacher in Indiana? No, it is not. So why the fuck is it national news? The only reason why you would put that on your fucking site, on your program for people to see, is because you're trying to push a message. You are trying to push propaganda. You're trying to push hate. Just to push hate. You know, it doesn't have to be good. It didn't have to be a good piece. It could be a shit piece, which it was. But it didn't have to be any good because you're just trying to stir emotions. Which is all your president has done, is just stir emotions. He has done nothing to help any normal American. All he has done is just pushed emotions. Which kind of leads me to the mass shootings that happened in Texas and Ohio, El Paso and Dayton, which are just ridiculous, absolutely insane. I don't understand, because I know a lot of Trump supporters actually, and they have some really wild conspiracy theories. Like, I don't understand how you can have a conspiracy theory about how 9/11 was an inside job and how Santa Claus is really not Kris Kringle. It's actually like fucking Jack Frost, and he's just gotten super fat. Like, these are the stupid like fucking conspiracies that we're talking, like, that I get pushed my way, and like, you can't see the connection here between a mass shooter saying that Latinos should go back to their home country and then shooting up a fucking Walmart. You can't see that connection between that mass shooter saying that and then the president saying that like a few weeks earlier. You can't make that connection. But you can make the connection that jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. And you make this broad conspiracy about 9/11. You make this broad conspiracy about fucking chemtrails is another fucking big one. Are there any facts? No. It's just wild theories, but people claim it as fact. People push it as fact, but they can't connect the dots that this mass shooter believed something that the president said, but he was on his own. Completely. He was completely independent thinker. He was kind of revolutionary, but he has no connection to the president. It's just so stupid. If you can't see the clear connection between the president saying, hey, you should go back to your poor countries, you colored women of Congress, and then a gunman shooting up a mostly Hispanic Walmart, you can't make that connection, then you serve no purpose in society. You don't. Stop voting. Don't vote. Because clearly you cannot think for yourself. You can't produce logical and rational thoughts in your big brain. Just don't. If you can't make that connection, don't vote. Because you don't need to. Your voice should not be heard by anybody. Anyway, I'm done. No. One more fucking thing. Here we go. Another two mass shootings, and then people are trying to push that. oh, video games cause violence. They cause our children to be super violent. No, they don't. 0 studies show a connection between video games and mass shootings. There's a big difference between playing, I don't know, League of Legends and then shooting up a mall. I mean, does playing League of Legends make me want to do that? Yes, but I stopped playing that game because I am an adult and I learned. You know what some people play? Basketball. You know what that might make people do? Go outside and play basketball. Not every single game is a shoot 'em up bullshit like fucking kill 'em all game, you know, because most games have things like fucking come here. Most games have things like this. This is called an ESRB rating. You know what that means? It means that this game is rated M for mature. You know why? Because it's Battlefield, but it's rated M for mature, 17 and older. If your fucking 12-year-old has this game, do not blame the 12-year-old for being violent. Blame the fucking parent for buying a rated M game for a child. I don't get it. I don't get why people let their children play games like Halo, Call of Duty. I can maybe see Fortnite because that game is actually rated T for teen. Because there is no blood, but it is also fucking violent. It doesn't make any sense to me. You cannot blame video games for a societal problem that is deeply rooted in racism. You can't make that connection. Now, I'm not, like, you have noticed, I haven't said anything about gun control, because we don't need to control guns. We need to control the people who are buying guns. We just need to make it harder for people to buy guns. Everyone is okay with more background checks on people who buy guns. I think it's like, I saw a statistic, 90% of Americans believe that we should have more background checks for people who buy guns. Yeah, that makes sense. You know, if you're not a fucking criminal, you don't have if you're not a fucking madman lunatic, mass murderer, you don't need to worry about getting your guns taken away, because we don't care. I don't want your guns. Like, I had a lot of coworkers who would just have like 4, 5, 6 guns in their house, like in every single room in their house, because they want to feel protected, and because they liked collecting guns. Like, that's fine. I like collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking send someone to the fucking Shadow Realm because they lost a duel with me. No, like, you can collect guns. That's okay. But just more background checks on people who shouldn't have guns. You want to buy a gun? Well, here's some background checks. It's really striking how it's harder to buy a fucking car and drive a car than it is to buy a fucking an assault style weapon. It's just dumb. That is stupid. Japan, all of last year, a country of, I think it's like 17 million people, had 1 gun death last year because of how strict their gun laws are. Am I saying America do that? Absolutely not, because Japan and America are 2 vastly different cultures. But that's what you do when you restrict who can buy a gun, and you actually promote, like, I don't know, common sense, not gun law reforms, but common sense restrictions on who can buy guns. Then you cut down on all of these mass murders that are happening in this country. I think the only country right now that's keeping up with us in terms of gun deaths are Yemen, who's going through a civil war, and Syria, who's still going through a civil war. So the fact that we're competing with countries who are going through civil wars with our gun deaths and their gun deaths, it's pretty sad. We should probably, restrict the people who should get guns. Maybe not people with mental disabilities. That's pretty common sense, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna go because this one obviously wants my attention. So, yeah, I'm done ranting. I feel a lot better. I hope that you do too, but I also don't feel better because nothing is being done in our country. We need to fix it! Ah!